I was blown away. I want to get to the bottom of it. When I went outside, I immediately saw this tubular craft. Whatever it was, it seemed like it was intelligently controlled, as if it knew it might be watched.
I see it again. I see it.
Oh my God. Holy... You gotta see this.
Around the world, people are witnessing and capturing unexplained phenomena every day.
There's a feeling you get, the hairs on your arms, your neck kind of stand up.
What the is that?
There was a lot that pointed me in the direction of something non-human.
Oh, there it goes.
What the is that?
And they are looking for answers.
It left me with a lot of questions.
The recent release of thousands of pages of declassified U.S. government documents, whistleblower testimony,
These objects have been observed for over 2 weeks, coming down from over 80,000 feet.
and shocking new evidence could hold the answer.
Can you confirm that's what it was?
Yes,
That's what it was.
Now, two expert investigators will use this new information and their expertise to unlock the truth.
I'm experiencing chills over here.
Mitch Horowitz is an author and historian, known for his investigative research into the unexplained.
You all have had some very mysterious experiences.
The video was extremely compelling.
And Chrissy Newton is a journalist and authority on space, science, and the unknown.
We were told that this was a secret location.
Absolutely.
When I looked up, I saw a UFO in the sky.
Thousands of experiencers came forward and submitted their personal stories and evidence for examination,
These beings were so gloriously beautiful.
hoping to finally separate fact from fiction.
Based on everything that you've brought to the table, you witnessed a UFO. I am excited for us to be talking about Area 51 and UFO lore. That's King Arthur's court, and we're about to go way back.
Heading down the road of 1992.
Gregory, how are you? Welcome, Mitch.
Hi.
Hi.
Please
Hi.
sit down.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, a pleasure. You are one of the trailblazers of what is one of the #1 UFO hotspots of the 21st century.
Yeah.
That's remarkable. Well, first and foremost, we want to ask you to tell us your story, where you were, when it was, and what happened.
My name is Greg Ayers, and I think that I saw a UFO at Area 51. This was in the late spring of 1992. I was living in San Francisco at the time, and my ex was very deep into conspiracy theories. Area 51 been getting some unwanted attention.
The U.S. government's infamous Area 51 in the Nevada desert has been cloaked in conspiracy theories for years. And recently, President Clinton reclassified the security status for this top-secret clandestine compound.
The spokesperson for the U.S. Department of Energy, who holds jurisdiction over the Nevada test site, had no comment on UFOs.
Las Vegas police report quite a few calls just last night from people who saw strange lights in the skies northwest of the city. Its top-secret military base called Area 51. Witnesses say the object was like a pyramid or U-shaped wedge with pulsating yellow light.
An ex-employee from the Area 51 in Marble Boulevard started getting interviews with a local Las Vegas news station. He was reporting that he was hired to reverse engineer UFO technology that U.S. government had acquired through actual alien encounters.
Real obvious it wasn't a hangar. You can see about 3/4 of the edge of the craft. It was a typical flying saucer. Human hands did not put this together.
Lazar drives group of friends to the edge of the facility where they videotape the so-called UFO on what Lazar says was a test flight.
Man, it was really great looking.
I believe beyond any shadow of a doubt, yes, he's a spacecraft.
Just the fact that he went on air and revealed these things really stirred up a lot of interest. And so my ex decided that we were going to make a trip to Area 51. My ex had some directions that he had gotten, and we were going to look for this black mailbox at the end of the entranceway into the military compound of Area 51. Miraculously, we find this black mailbox at the end of this entryway. We brought our video cameras because we were determined to catch some bit of evidence. We've been waiting a couple of hours and we see a light pop up. Pops up over the bridge. It is a bluish orange glowing light. I was recording, then the light just sort of hovered there. Then that light is joined by some more lights.
Oh my god. When I zoom in on my camera, you can see it.
Then they started tracing the top of the mountain ridge, but at an incredible speed. And then disappeared. Definitely way faster than you see an airplane fly. It was not a helicopter, it was something that we couldn't identify.
I'm totally getting footage.
The whole thing just seemed kind of creepy.
Oh my god.
It wasn't like discovering something and like, oh wow, we're getting to see this. It was like, oh no, what are we seeing? I got scared, emotionally overwhelmed, and I put the video camera down on the ground. Then everything just went dark. The next morning, I was so nervous about it, and it really seemed like we were doing something very dangerous. Felt like we were violating the law. Well, I know we were violating the law. And so I took the tape and I brought it back to my house, where it just sat for quite a long time.
Brought to the table your own experience, account. You have provided really extraordinary evidence. One of the things that is so exciting is that you have extremely rare vintage video evidence going back to the VHS era of 1992, pre-X-Files, pre-21st century contemporary UFO studies. What you captured represents some of the first civilian footage that has ever been taken, ever been made publicly available for the first time, thanks to your efforts. And that's profoundly exciting in and of itself.
Gregory submitted a 47-second long video that he recorded in 1992 inside the Area 51 base. This is the first time he has ever shared the images from that night.
My question to you is, why did you keep it private until now? Based on all of this and the unanswered questions that exist, I would have to say
It was probably up in the sky for a good 2 or 3 seconds before I got my camera out and started to record. Oh my god, I'm actually seeing something. This is happening.
trip to Area 51. We brought our video cameras because we were determined to catch some kind of evidence. We've been waiting a couple of hours and we see a light pop up. Then that light's joined by some more lights. Oh my god. Holy... The whole thing just seems kind of creepy. Oh my god.
You've brought to the table your own experience, account. You have provided really extraordinary evidence going back to an earlier generation. My question to you is, why did you keep it private until now?
Back then, I maybe didn't show it so much because it sounded crazy. And this just seemed to be the right time to tell this story.
What do you hope to gain from this exchange?
This happened early in '92. There was no internet. Doing research was literally us getting in the car and driving there. And it would be amazing to get some insights.
Chrissy has teamed with researchers to study the video evidence that you provided. She'll be stepping up with some insights. We'll do our very best to provide you with what we can.
Some answers.
Chrissy works with a team of researchers and analysts who review UFO databases, air traffic records, and satellite data. They also conduct state-of-the-art photo and video examination.
The challenge was around date, time, and location. We didn't really have that. We had location, we have a year. With no time. At the time stamp on it, unfortunately. So we're not able to cross-check the UFO databases or flight patterns. There's no satellite information. We just didn't have enough data to go on. One thing that we thought, could it be a meteorite? So, this is stills from the video. This is source.
Wow.
And this is a meteorite from 1992 in Peeksville, New York.
Wow.
Still taken from Greg's video reveals similarities to an image of a meteor taken in Peekskill, New York in October of 1992.
That pattern is incredibly similar.
Right. And that's what we thought was really intriguing.
Yeah.
We found out in our research in 92, within that region, we didn't see any impact that would say that it was a meteorite.
Okay.
And so then we thought that it could possibly be flares because you are within a military area in a range.
Yeah.
But it was hard for us to determine time, date, location, exact date. From the amount of information that we could get back to that time, within those regions, there was live artillery, bombing, and potentially war games. I don't have enough data to be able to make a real concrete conclusion, unfortunately. So I have to defer to Mitch.
When I'm looking at these cases, I make a determination from an aggregate of details. I'm going to take in your account, your credibility, Chris's analysis, and come to my conclusion. First of all, there's your credibility as a witness, which I think is very high. The video is analyzed to be absolutely unpolluted, uncorrupted. It's almost like you brought us this wonderful time capsule from the dawn of this present epoch in UFO history. Based on all of this and the unanswered questions that exist, in the strictest of terms, I would have to say you did witness and capture a UFO. What you captured is unidentified.
It is definitely unidentified.
has been a huge pleasure, Greg.
A huge pleasure for me too. Yeah, great meeting you both. Really appreciate it. Got you. All right. It's not definitely conclusive, but it was satisfying to hear an opinion about what these video images might be. Oh my god.
I visited Area 51 with my partner Chevron about 2.5 years ago, and we went as close as you can get till you start to see threatening signs and guys staring back at you from white SUVs who do not look like they're welcoming visitors.
No, and I would never recommend anyone to pass that.
It was at Area 51, right when it was coming to people's attention. It's cool to feel like I am a part of history.
UFOs, unidentified flying objects, and got a video you guys might want to look at.
What are you videotaping? Are you videotaping?
This is going south on 285 outside of
Roswell, New Mexico is the world's central gathering spot for UFO and alien experiencers.
We were constantly seeing and we were able to
Biggest stories and groundbreaking reports are only possible because of citizen seekers who step up to provide the evidence and blow the dust.
Amazing, thank you.
Appreciate seeing you. This video is pretty interesting.
From what I read, my friend, he did his own analysis. So I'm curious to see what he said. I'm curious to see how he did his research and compare to others.
Hey, hey, man. West. Mr. West.
Yes, proceed. Nice to meet you too.
Welcome. Thanks for being here.
I'm excited to be here. I really appreciate you guys looking into this with me.
Absolutely. Please tell us what you're about.
My name is Wes Sticker. I'm from Texas, and I may be a UFO experiencer. For most of my life, I have always been skeptical, but I really got interested in the UFO phenomenon when the big article came out in the New York Times and we started seeing videos from the Navy. We know that in some cases, these phenomena have impacted military training, have then impacted military records.
The committee also heard from former pilots who witnessed unidentified flying objects they claim couldn't be flown by humans.
Could a human survive those G-forces with known technology today?
For the acceleration of something clicked with me, and I really got interested in the whole topic of the UFO phenomenon and did research for years, and it became convinced that there's something going on. I also became convinced I had no idea what it is. want to know what the truth is, it's best to figure it out.
Well, we received your testimony and your video evidence, which Chrissy has reviewed with analysts, and she's going to have some findings to disclose.
West submitted a 67-second long cell phone video that he recorded on January 7th, 2024 for analysis.
So we look for date, time, location, photo and video evidence. We cross-checked our flight databases, showed an aircraft in that area at the time that was traveling at 20,000 feet. What we saw was unlikely.
It wasn't looking for sure. It wasn't anything conventional that I've used to see.
We also looked at map segments, and we found a lot of social media coverage. Did conclude it's a sound barrier compression wave.
When an object passes through the air, it creates a series of pressure waves, similar to the waves created by a boat. These waves travel at the speed of sound, and as the speed increases, the waves are compressed, which appears to be what was captured in West's video.
According to the data, SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket booster that was entering the atmosphere. It was a second stage re-entry of SpaceX Falcon 9.
This particular piece of evidence didn't capture a UFO.
I'm completely okay with that. I'm glad we found the answer.
And Wes, your credibility and reliability as a witness is absolutely impeccable. You've been completely transparent, ethical, and when I first saw the video, I was very excited because it's very alluringly shot. This is a remarkable video.
Thank you. The fact that it was something mundane doesn't make it any less amazing to me. I'm so grateful that you guys were able to get that next level of research and apply that kind of rigor, because I guess that glow and that diffuse ring stuff were maybe a fuel dump, but
that doesn't take away from any of those other experiences.
And I appreciate that. I am extraordinarily grateful for all the work that you guys put into this, tracking the orbits like this. That was one of the things that I was missing in my own research. That's just something that's outside of my reach, so I'm really thankful. To me, it was more important to find out what I saw than it was for me to find what I wanted to see.
Wes, you are a true citizen seeker, and this has been a great pleasure. Thank you.
It's been my pleasure.
Thanks, Wes.
Thank you.
Well, that is a man who believes in pure questioning, one of the rarest of all traits.
This was the kind of help I was looking for, which was, having people who could find out the answers that I couldn't. Mitch and Chrissy are so big in this field that even though my plane didn't turn out to be a UFO, it was like an amazing experience.
We did a detail analysis on your video. We know it's not been faked or altered in any way. One thing though,
everything that we do is building a record. And everybody's got different levels of evidence.
Yeah. It's like, Mom, like, come here, you have to see what's outside, because it was just such a weird translucent whitish color that eventually it just disappeared into nothing. And I mean, I had no idea what it was.
I just don't have any data, and there's no hard science for me to analyze to say that that is 100% real or accurate.
A lot of the experiencers that come through the door here at the Variety are people with first-hand accounts. They cannot always provide the hard evidence that Chrissy and her team require for analysis. Hey, welcome.
July of 2022, I think it was like 5 a.m.
For me, this doesn't necessarily mean that their account cannot be taken seriously.
So we all look up and there's a dot in the sky, and then instantly there's a craft in the yard in front of us.
I listen with a critical mind.
I turned around and there was a being at the foot of my bed who was about 3 or 4 feet tall, had the big eyes, real spindly, looked like a kid.
Mm-hmm. Do they truly believe what they saw was real?
But I guess the biggest question is like, why me?
And are they a credible witness with respect to what they're saying? You've also, frankly, put your own reputations on the line. You're working people, you have friends, you have families, you have work relationships. All of these factors help me determine where their story falls on the scale of fact. Even though there's no evidence, I believe in the story that you are bringing to the table.
Thank you.
Ours is a great place, which people crisscross. It's UFO Junction.
Oh yeah, seriously.
Everyone knows the story.
Yeah.
And this is the town that UFOs built.
Obviously 嘛，你自己看，
What's your
自己
understanding
看
of
又
the
讲
skinwalker?
击败 ice and sea。
With a skinwalker, it can
Fucking
shape shift and
stupid.
transform.
Don't want to blame the room.
Some will say that they've seen a wolf, and then it can shape shift into something else. So it's not really, we don't know what it is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
My man, good to see you, Ryan. I'm
Hi,
Mitch.
Chrissy, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Welcome. First and foremost, we want to hear your account directly from you to ensure that we haven't missed anything. So walk us through the events.
My name's Ryan Burns. On June 17th, 2012, 12:36, I saw something that I could not understand, comprehend, and still wonder to this day what it was. I am a property manager. One of the properties shares a fence line with Skinwalker Ranch up in the northeastern part of Utah. There's a lot going on there. That whole area, this high strangeness appeal, that's where I had one of the strangest events. I was on the property with a friend. He said, "Hey, you guys, come check this out." When I went outside, I immediately saw, for lack of a better word, this tubular craft. Directly over our heads, somewhere along the lines of 200-300 feet. So close enough to get a look, but far enough that we couldn't tell what it was. I ran back inside, grabbed the camcorder. When I zoomed in with the camcorder is when we started to really get an idea. looked like it was something very solid, cylindrical, and slightly moving up. As I zoomed in with the camcorder, there was no signs of propulsion.
放 brains 啊，真的啊，你看，你看，
Seemed
你
to
看
be rolling or undulating,
Oh my
moving in ways that
Fuck
were
brain.
not congruent with it being reflective and metallic looking. Whatever it was, it seemed like it was intelligently controlled, almost more biological, as if it knew it might be watched. You know, when the three of us were pointing and talking, it just rose until it was out of sight. After it disappeared, we checked all kinds of flight logs. There seemed to be nothing that matched this description. It falls into line with a lot of strange descriptions in the area. I honestly don't know what we saw that day, but there was a lot that kind of pointed me in the direction of something non-human.
What is it you hope to gain from our exchange today? What are you looking for?
Any thoughts, theories, what you think, you know, what boxes it checks and which ones it doesn't, where it fits into the whole scheme of things. I think the more experiences and opportunities we have to see things that are somewhat anomalous in nature, and I think there's more to be gathered from it all.
We have received your accounts and your evidence.